Hello, Monsters about here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 3 of my Kroq-Gar campaign for Patreon supporters, where we're facing off against Thorek, who has declared war on us and taken my goddamn city, and we're going to make him pay. Going to make him pay with some Cassandora's Comets. Get squished, motherfuckers. Kaboom. Okay, that's taken a chunk out of the enemy army. We are outnumbered. 2,646 dwarves against 1,500 lizardmen. So already the Kobold Spear Riders chasing down the Grudge Thrower there. Now the Grudge Thrower is unbreakable, which means to kill it, we'll have to literally wipe out every single one of the crew. Some of the army's actually turning around to chase us off. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they need that many guys. Like, that's literally half the army's turning around there. I've been concentrating the Stegiodon's bow on taking down Thorek because he is a tanky motherfucker. With 160 armor, he is, well, tough to kill. It's fair to say. So anything we can do to whittle him down slightly is good with me. As most of the army is currently chasing off the Spear Riders, kaboom, that does mean that we have ample time to go and mop up the crossbows. These crossbows are Thorek kind of like buffs crossbows to ludicrous levels. They can become incredibly dangerous, so killing them off ASAP is super important. Not to mention Thorek also has a really nasty lightning ability, which will do catastrophic damage to any unit it hits. You know what? That actually wasn't too bad. Got the skinks coming out of the trees there as we chase or retreat away from the Grudge Thrower is actually, I think it's, is it left the, yeah, the crew's chasing down the Spear Riders. That's actually working out fine for me because it means I can deal with one half of the army and then deal with the rest of it. These miners are blasting charges, doing a lot of damage, and the red crested skinks now charging into the flank to help out. And that should be those guys dead. With any luck, we've got red crested skinks moving through the centre of the dwarf host. And we can now engage the quarrelers there. We're trying to take down Thorek. Thorek is currently being hit with everything I've got, basically. I feel like if we just hit him with everything, we can probably kill him. And down he goes. I think the Blessed Stegiodon there did the final blow. Does have 330 armor piercing. That did it. Take it. And we just need to take out this Runesmith as well, just to be on the safe side. We did buff them with Cursed and Midnight Wind. Where's our little boy? There he is. There's Ratok just hanging back. He's got 187 kills, thanks to those Comets of Cassandora. Okay, having dealt with the first portion of the Dwarf army, the Kobold Spear Riders now heading into the trees to hide, and the Dwarves are now turning around. Unfortunately, it's not going to do very well. They're not doing very well considering they've lost their general and half their army. Looking at numbers, we should see that, there we go, we've pretty much got the same now, and considering we managed to wipe out half the army with taking very minimal losses, killing what's left should be child's play. The important thing here is we do as much damage as possible, because of course we are laying siege to, is it Temple of Skulls? Whatever city it is. And so this is a dwarf sallying out, which means even if we win this battle, the survivors will still be in the city. So we need to try and kill them as cleanly as possible to make sure that we can just auto-resolve that, because I don't really want to have to fight a siege battle because they're kind of dull. Stegiodon just throwing his weight around there. Ow. Didn't want those satchel charges. Never mind. Yeah, there's still a few units hanging. They still just chase. I mean, there's no point chasing Kobold Spear Riders. They're significantly faster than you are. That's not going to help you, is it? We've now got the dwarves surrounded, and with Thorek dead, it means that Kroq-Gar can just kind of go ham now. He doesn't have to worry about dealing with Thorek. We'll have to worry about Thorek hunting him down. Thorek's actually, I mean, Thorek is not a particularly good melee character, but he's so fucking tanky. He can usually take down squishier melee lords. like Kroq-Gar. Now, Kroq-Gar's not that squishy, but compared to Thorek, he kind of is. So now we've got last of the dwarves surrounded. The red-crested skinks coming in from behind there. And even the Kobold Spear Riders finally arriving on the battlefield. Having mostly been chased off by dwarves for most of the battle. These dwarves, without their general and completely surrounded, are going to start to run. And then it's just a case of hunting the stunty little bearded fuckers down. Now, that was pretty clean, wasn't it? That was pretty good. You have to admit. That was, I mean, you're probably even now going, for you, that's pretty impressive. You're right. And the reason for that, because it's not the first time I fought it. This is the third time I fought it. And rest assured, we've become exceedingly good at it. So the first time I recorded this episode, this is the third time by the way, the first time I recorded it, the game audio wasn't on. I realised this as I was recording the final battle. So I recorded it again. But this time, of course, I was pretty shitty. And having edited it and listened back to it, I was just like, God, I just whine a lot. So I've actually recorded it again. I know I know. The fact that I listened to one of my videos and I thought I whined a lot. I know. The fact that I thought... I know how much I complain, right? The fact that I realised how... And I thought it was too much. Just imagine. Maybe one day I'll release the director's cut and everyone can go like, holy shit, yeah, no, you were totally the right call. Oh, a banner of eternal flame. Right. We'll reoccupy that. Now. There's a few things we now need to do. The first of which is we need to go and have a chat with Teclis. There we go. Right. Yes.
High Lore Master of the White Tower.
I know. Right. First things first. Can you please kill those guys for me?
If you say so.
Thank you. Also, can I have a defensive alliance? No. You know what? I'm not going to ask for one. You know what? I'm just going to let, because I still have a sneaking suspicion when you have a defensive or military alliance with a faction, it like fucks them over somehow. And I'm not entirely sure how, but still.
Reptiles and serpents share ancestry.
That's true. Now, I'm going to pay you to declare war on Thorek. Now, the reason I'm going to do this is because I know for a fact that Thorek has another army nearby, and I need Thorek to attack Khalida so that he takes one of Khalida's cities. That way, I can kick the shit out of him, retake it, and give it back to Khalida. Then we'll have a good relationship, and I'll be able to get a military access treaty with her to be able to finish off the rest of Thorek. Because if I don't do that, she will eventually go to war anyway, but Thorek, I will have killed all of Thorek's armies at that point, and while Khalida does make some gains, Thorek then is basically just sending armies. What basically happens is Khalida takes like this stuff, and then Thorek basically just starts jumping armies across the mountain to attack me. That's basically what happens. I was getting pretty shitty about that, because basically what was happening was he was then trying to avoid me and get to the Cursed Jungle. That was the entire plan of the AI. And it was really quite annoying. And I didn't want to go onto Khalida's lands because obviously it would really piss her off. Despite all the... we were both at war with him, she wouldn't give me a military access treaty. And she wasn't even that happy about me killing dwarves. So... yeah. I mean... yeah, you know what? Change my mind. First things first, we're going to get... yeah, that one. And then I'm going to get kill dwarves. The stunty little fucks deserve it. Sure. Okay, now what do we want to do? I am going to grab... Right, we're going to upgrade you, because then we can potentially get the upgrade for the gold mine. That'll give us more money, and I need more money. Okay, and you are fine there for the moment. We are all good. I'm actually going to disband these skinks. I don't think I need them. And you are fine there. We have the thingamajig, so we're going to do you. There we go. Sorted. See? Bosh. Like an absolute boss. Hello, Thorek. Nah, stuff that right up your ass, mate. Perfect. That's happened exactly as I thought it would. I know for a fact he's got another at least 2 armies hanging around, just FYI. Alright, we're going to sit ourselves in ambush there just to get a little replenishment, and we'll head on to take Resatra. Let's upgrade you. Ideally we need defences there ASAP, and we'll upgrade anything which is going to give us more cash, basically, is the general idea. Now, with any luck, we can take Resatra, give it back to Khalida, because I want Khalida as like a buffer, a northern buffer. That's my plan. And I did have a defensive pact with Tekalis before. He tends to start off quite strongly against Kairos and then gets bird stomped, which is not necessarily a huge problem. Bonus experience. Thank you very much. You know what? If we just stay in ambush stance, because all we need to do is head up to Resatra. I'm hoping Khalida is mobilizing to deal with that problem. Obviously, I knew there was an army in her lands. It was me basically being a massive dick. But you know what? Sometimes you need to be a massive dick. Sometimes it needs to happen. I'm in a better mood today, despite the fact that my Kroq campaign went out, and for some reason, I think it's something to do with Vegas. It's been fucking up recently. Vegas 18. I used to use Vegas 16. I jumped to Vegas 18, but to be honest, I've had nothing but problems with Vegas 18, and I don't know why I'm still using it. So I'm going back to 16 and seeing if that fixes the problems. Because I'm just having these weird, like, moments of green in videos, and I don't know what that is. It's only recent as well. It's concerning it might be something to do with my graphics card. Fucking hope not. I mean, I haven't had any issues in game, so it's literally just with the rendering, but still. Right, we have got some Blessed Chameleon Skinks if we do a thing. I'm not really super bothered about that, so I'm going to go and grab this. Spot you, and I will loot and occupy because I don't really care what happens to this, to be honest. Not super bothered. Let's get Foe Seeker there. Okay, we are motoring. Now, I do know that Thorek does have another army. He's got another 2 armies, in fact, somewhere. So I do have to keep my eyes open for those, because when they turn up.
Make your offer, but beware my venom.
Resatra,
You
know what? I'm just going to take. I don't want a military alliance or a defensive alliance. I literally just want something like that. The only slight issue with that is, of course, I won't get the replenishment. I probably should have waited a turn, but never mind. I can always encamp. I can always take another settlement somewhere. He's got I mean, what I don't want is basically settlements in the north. I need to head south and deal with Kairos. So what I need is Khalida as a buffer. I just need to be on good relations with her. She just needs to do her own thing. That's fine. Whatever. Don't care. But she just needs to be a buffer. Someone who isn't going to try and kill me. She's going to give Kroq-Gar time to head south. That's the plan. As plans go, it's a pretty good one. Alright, let's go and grab this one. We will occupy that. Any lucky doesn't have any other armies around here. Doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll keep this one. Oh yeah, because it's the Okay, we'll knock down that. We'll get some extra horde growth. Now, you won't be able to recruit anything because you are not now. Now, in my Scarsnick campaign, Thorgrim definitely did recruit stuff when he was in my province. He'd started recruiting. If you start recruiting and for whatever reason the place you're recruiting from is gone, that will cancel that recruitment. You can't recruit stuff from a place that it isn't based on when you start recruiting, it's based on when you finish recruiting. So theoretically, he has 6 units now, and he will stay at 6 units, because he isn't in encampment stance, so he can't global recruit. He is just recruiting, which means that shouldn't work. Will it work? That I don't know. I mean, one would hope not. Okay, we're going to upgrade you. We're going to get more trade goods. Let's get the money rolling. That kind of good shit. Yeah, baby. I probably should have fought that battle, because that sucked. That sucked. I could get Gifts of the Jungle, but that's going to take a while to get. I think I'm just going to give you Blade Master and basically make you more killy. You need... Hang on. Yep, no, you need... Right, I'm going to give you the Seed of Rebirth, because that's just a heal. That's good. I'm going to fuse this. What do we get? A Trickster's Helm. That's actually pretty legit. We'll give you that one. And I'm going to give you a Talisman of Preservation. I'm going to give you a Talisman of Preservation and the Armour of Silvered Steel. And I'm going to give you a Spell Shield just to keep you alive. We're going to fuse... Well, Power Stone is... I mean, it's not great, but it's not the worst thing. Cupped Hands of the Old Ones is... kind of trash. Have that. What? Oh, fuse. What do we get? Another Trickster's Helm. Alright, in that case, that one can go to you. Fine. We've actually got 2 ancillaries. Holy shit. We've got some nice blue items though. It's alright, isn't it? It's alright. I could merge all of these guys and then get you. Let's do something like that. Unassigned skill points, Ratok. You can get agility of the lizards, only because there's a reason I kept him out of the range for all those crossbows in that last battle. Because at the previous 2 times he got shot to shit. Particularly when he got too close to Thorek and got the rune of slowing on him. And the cross, I swear one of those battles he got down to about 79 health. You seem to have been able to recruit, and that, my friend, is bullshit. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to... I'm going to find my... where is it? This is fantastic content, by the way. I'm going to find my Creative Assembly. There we go. Warhammer 3 and my save games. There we are, save games. Right. I'm going to take you, and I'm going to call you Dwarf Reinforcement Fuck Up. And I'm going to give that to the devs, and I'm going to go, hey look, they shouldn't be able to do this, should they? Are you in range of the... Nope, nope, Thorek, you are not in range. I'm kind of... That says medium casualties, and I am not a fan of that. Right, I'm going to put that on Kroq-Gar to make sure he gets more weapon strength. And flaming attacks on top of everything. How much weapon strength do you have? 89. Yeah, that's decent, but medium casualties? I disagree. Now Ratok is on his Pterodon there. It's going to make negating the enemy missile units oh so easy. If you just shift and right click in a zigzag pattern, it generally will keep your caster alive, and also the enemy missile units will be so busy trying to shoot them that it basically won't do any damage. Now the moment he is slowed, so obviously they are getting shots in there, but if he didn't have the Master Rune of Slowness on him, the crossbows would just be missing all the time. It's one of those things, like making enemy units dodge artillery shots and having them focus fire doesn't necessarily make the AI harder. Specifically, like, if they were concentrating missile fire on, like, you know, my Stegiodon or something, that would make sense. For some reason, they want to take out my caster, and I'm assuming it's because they're technically a squishy target. However, because I can just, like, dodge with my caster, 95% of their missile fire will miss, and effectively those units will do nothing for the entire battle. Now, I did have one person that commented when I was doing this a few campaigns ago, going, well, that's just choosing cheese, isn't it? Well, I mean, I guess kind of in a sort of abstract way, but also in the way that if I want my caster to be in range to cast spells, that the AI is focus firing them, and I don't want them to be turned into a pincushion, I'm probably just going to dodge the shots, right? It's not my fault the AI's derpy and doesn't understand that if it's shooting at something it can't hit, it doesn't work. You can't focus fire something that you can't fucking hit. That's why I sent a little picture of me with the command for my skink priest on a pterodon in a zigzag pattern and said 8 easy ways to negate, 8 clicks to negate 8 enemy missile units, something like that, because it really is that easy. Goodbye, Thorek. And thank you for the replenishment. I'm just going to take it. I am going to loot and occupy. Mostly because we're going to unlock a couple of decent units there, so we can get them and them to replace our losses, which is fine. I can go to Khalida and I can say, do you want granite? No, wait, hang on. Which one am I going to give you? Yeah, granite. Wait, do I want to give you granite massive? On the other hand, I could tell you what, if I demolish this, is this just in the local? It says casual, but it doesn't say where it is. Okay, I'm going to build that just to try and offset our terrible replenishment here. And we are going to get, I guess, Enforcer of Order. It's not great because it's only like 5 weapon strength unless you're fighting a baddie faction. I mean, we will be fighting baddie factions eventually, just not right now. When do I get that? Rank 18. Okay. Little fireballs, never a bad thing. Let's go with Wound Maker so we can stab people. Betterer. Right, we now need to head south through the mountains. Now, I don't really want Scarbrands to kick off, to be honest. I would much prefer if he just stayed the fuck away from me. That's the dream. So, we've got 1 turn there. We've got quite a lot of money, actually. So, we could upgrade... If I upgrade the Caverns of Sotek and get defences there, which is probably a good idea. We are on the coastline with Kairos. At some point, I want to sail over here and take this island. It's full of elves, but fuck those guys. And they probably won't have any diplomatic contact because the AI just doesn't have diplomatic contact with anyone that they haven't specifically met. So we can kind of just ignore that. A little bit of extra control. Could potentially try and... Tell you what, if I come back over here, with any luck, will give us a little bit of extra replenishment. It's not great. It isn't great. I could... I mean, these guys are pretty bog standard. I could merge them. I could get rid of the red-crested skinks, because are they really doing anything for me? Not really. And then I could get a couple more of those lads. And that... Well, I mean, I've still got the Blessed Skink Skirmishers who are actively garbage, unfortunately. They just... I think maybe it's just against dwarves where they just can't really pull their weight. They're fighting armoured targets and their missile damage is like 15. It's pretty bad. I mean, if I swap for the Chameleon Skinks, the Chameleon Skinks are slightly better. So I mean, that's a potential. I've got 3 of them. How much are they? Do they cost anything? How much do these cost? 1%. So yeah, there's actually. So we're going to get rid of you because you're trash, and I'll get the Chameleon Skinks, and then a little bit of missile support. It's not amazing, it's something. And we'll give it a couple of turns, replenish, and then we'll give those settlements to Khalida and head south through the mountains. Okay, so we can see they've got an entire stack down there. Guerrillas in our midst, all provinces. Slightly sadder. Never mind. Yeah, if we give ourselves another turn, that's probably enough. Then we can give these settlements to Khalida and she can do with those what the fuck she wants. I don't care. Not my problem anymore. Enjoy being next to Scarbrand. Do I want defences here is questionable. Getting, I mean, okay, so, I mean, getting this isn't really going to help us, because the Bastiliodons are pretty shit, all things considered. We could go for extra growth, and that's not potentially a worse choice. It's only 50 growth. Fuck it, we'll do it. We'll do it. We can always knock it down later. We can always knock it down later. Okay, just give ourselves one more turn to recruit stuff. Okay, yeah, get a little extra growth. You're not going to do anything because we don't care. We're going to sell those to Khalida and hopefully make big bucks. Although selling it to a Tomb King, selling it to a dusty mummy with no concept of gold, apparently. Because I guess when all your boys are basically enslaved to your will, like non-union workers, non-unionized workers, then you don't have to pay them very much, do you? Or anything, indeed. Okay. I don't really want to take attrition. I won't take attrition there. Okay, we're gonna head this way. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. We're heading this way. They're heading this way, and we're gonna chat with Khalida.
Ancient one.
Hello.
Do not outstay your welcome.
Rude.
My will.
Do you want Karag Arud? You would give me
my consent.
An alliance for that. I just don't want one. I just want you to live your best dusty mummy life by protecting me from my many invisible... Oh, hello. Teclis has landed. That's good. He often lands and then gets kicked out, and then Kairos invades. So I'm hoping that maybe if I haven't allied with him, he'll be doing slightly better. If he does do better, I think that's pretty much confirmation that allying with an AI faction fucks them over. And the devs have said it doesn't, but I'll be honest, I don't believe them. I just suspect that it does. Okay, so we could just... Right, what stops... right. This is going to stop attrition, so we're going to head down here. We're going to take these assholes on. I would like it if Khalida was helping me out, but from experience, she doesn't go much further south. She doesn't go into the mountains. She just doesn't seem to want to be particularly bothered. Because, of course, we had a poll last time. I've completely forgotten about that, because obviously this is not the first time I've recorded this. But the poll was, should we smush the dwarves, or should we make friends with them? And the poll said, we should smush them. Hence why I'm currently in the process of smushing them. You're welcome. The only slight problem is if I get all the way down here and they've got like multiple stacks.
Don't think so.
Well, you say that. You will get drawn into that fight, and that is something I wouldn't mind. So let's go Woundmaker with you. Do we have anything else? Okay, we can fuse that. We can get something that's completely fucking useless. Obsidian fucking loadstone. Right, but if we... Right, you're recruiting, so if we kill you now, if we wipe you out, then you won't be able to recruit anymore. Basically, we'll nip that problem in the bud. That's what I'm thinking. Plus, we'll take another settlement, and although the AI does cheat, it does have to. It doesn't cheat out, so they can't recruit stuff that it doesn't have access to. So if we take a settlement, it might limit what they can recruit. And frankly, if we've got a dwarf army that's 100% miners, that is not difficult. So we can Margaret Thatcher the fuck out of those guys. Dwarves have retreated into the corner here, awaiting their reinforcements, who are coming from, I'm assuming this bridge? I mean, that's a ballsy maneuver. Where does that bridge isn't going? God damn it, CA. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, some nice spells being dropped there. I mean, the plan is, of course, we're going to basically squash them into that corner. Here come the reinforcements. Maybe I should have given myself more room here, because squeezing them into the corner isn't necessarily the best option, because it means I can't really get a flank on them at all. But breaking through them shouldn't be overly complex. Although, you know, dwarves are pretty tanky. Nice comment of Cassandora right in the heart of that reinforcement blob. We've actually managed to break through the Legion of Chakwa. We've managed to find a chink in the dwarf armour and are now advancing through. We've also got more Saurus advancing over there. We've got the cavalry as well. Another spell going off in the centre. Probably not going to hit very many people, but that's fine. He says it shreds some miners. So we've managed to break through a few of the units of dwarves. And we just need to hunt down their crossbows, who are really the only danger we have. The only danger facing us really is their crossbows. We can beat their dwarf warriors and miners in melee combats, so it's just a case of locking down those missile units and anything else nasty potentially. But I think in this particular force, it is just going to be the crossbows causing us any real problems. You can see the Saurus warriors getting right into the action there, closing the trap on those dwarf warriors. And the dwarf line is starting to break up into little blobs of dwarves. We've even found some space for the cavalry to break through as well. The other unit of cavalry is hunting down any survivors that are trying to break through. Ow, that really stung. What do these guys do? Is it... Oh, they've got a shield of Chakwa. Oh, they get missile resistance. I genuinely didn't realise that. Okay, we're now running down the dwarves. They should break fairly shortly as their numbers start to dwindle. This is what you get, Thorek. This is what you get for declaring war on me. We could have been friends, Thorek. We could have been allies. But you had to be a massive, blithering wank stain, didn't you? Absolute bastard. Never mind. Okay, I think we gave them something to think about there. I'm going to loot and occupy that one. I probably don't want to keep these mountain provinces because they're mountains. Oh, are those guys dead? No, they just run away. That's fine. Okay, we know Thorek's there, and Thorek can reach us as well. Fortunately, we did not take very much damage during that last battle. Is that damage for the entire... Oh yeah, everyone gets another 10% weapon strength against dwarves. Good. Good, because dwarves suck. Right. I am going to get... I'm going to go Swift Rider. No, you know, we're going to go Enforcer of Order, because then we can make Kroq-Gar into an absolute monster in melee combat. I'm going to give... You know what? Curse of Midnight Winds. Probably not the worst choice against dwarves, being that they are heavily armoured, complete and utter bastards. Let's go with more money. Let's do that. As long as Tekalis is in the Southern Wastes, Kairos is going to have something better to do than try and deal with me. So I'm just going to let them keep at each other while I build up my infrastructure. And, you know, kill this dickhead as well. I bet you really like me, don't you? Yeah, you really like me. I mean, if I wanted an alliance, I probably could get one.
You engage with a warrior queen.
Who do you like? You are... Okay, you're getting on with Cetra. Obviously, you've got issues to your north, but we're not too worried about that. What I'm concerned about is getting drawn into wars with my neighbours, which I don't really want. So, ideally, I might have a military alliance with one faction, and that's the faction I'm going to have a military alliance with, basically. And hopefully they'll have reasonably good relations with it. Basically, I need an alliance block to join. I feel like when you join an alliance, the AI tends to just try and pick fights with your allies to draw you into wars. I don't know whether that's true, but that's how it feels. Like sometimes the AI just seems to... They're generally quite passive with each other, right up into the point that you've allied with someone next to them, and then suddenly they're at war. That's just how it seems. So I'm being careful. It's unlike me. Okay, we could take out Thorek. I don't know if there's another right, and there might be ambushing. On the other hand, if you ambush a Lizardman army, it tends to just be bad for you. Oh no, they're down there. Alright, well that's fine. That will mean fighting Thorek, plus that guy, plus the garrison, which is going to be a lot of dwarves, but if we kill him now, it'll save us later. That's my thinking. Right, I am going to give this to you. And the reason I'm not going to give it to you is because that devastating flanker doesn't actually work on these guys. So these guys actually have devastating flanking. These guys do not. So I think these guys are actually slightly better off with that. Yeah, okay. Okay, it says Pyrrhic victory, so it thinks we can win. It's very nice of it to believe in me. Thanks. So it climbs to the top of this mountain where Thorek is. This is a very... Hang on. This isn't very mountainy, is it? I mean, this wouldn't... I mean, it's quite mountainy, but not quite the... You know, the valley-esque of... And anyway, it doesn't matter. So, of course, the enemy have got a crap ton of crossbow units, and so what we're doing is dodging them. How many crossbows have they got? Like 1, 2, 3, 4... Is it just 4? Felt like more. 4 crossbows. Maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of crossbows. And by zigzagging, we will dodge all of them, which means that while Ratok is keeping the enemy missile units at bay, Osiris can do the work they need to do, which is murder the fuck out of dwarves. Kroq-Gar and Taraskew have engaged Thorek and are having slightly better luck than they did last time. Although, you get... Okay, your melee attack's still pretty good, but you get dazed by his attacks, which reduces your melee defense, which makes you easier to hit. So, I mean, that kind of sucks, but never mind, doesn't matter. Meanwhile, we have the Maxmon Barbs, who are currently just chucking shit at the back of these dwarves over here. And this is having an absolutely disastrous effect on the dwarves who are currently poisoned. They're getting shredded by that missile fire. It's absolutely devastating to them. They are getting annihilated, and the Barbs are racking up the kills. Meanwhile, enemy reinforcements have arrived. The cavalry have engaged on our left flank, backed up slightly by the chameleon skins. We are going to be careful of that. If the reinforcements get too close, we'll have to pull back. My plan is we're going to try and break through on the right flank. That does seem to be working. These guys are starting to waver, and the barbs are just laying into the dwarf warriors on this flank, doing so much damage. Getting short in the... Ah, there we go. We've caused a bit of a rout. Fantastic. Meanwhile, Thorek is still fighting for the moment, but our two Saurus are currently trying to bring him down, and they are winning that engagement. The barbs moving around onto the top of the hill, and they can now open fire on the enemy crossbow units, who currently have done 0 fucking damage because they keep trying to shoot a skink. Oh my god, look how much damage that does. I mean, yeah, these guys are short range, but they really can pump it out. Like 117 kills. That is not bad. And each volley is pretty devastating. We've managed to break through on the right flank. Most of those units are now on the run, which means our Saurus can now redeploy and move up into the trees where the enemy reinforcements are currently engaging the Cold Spear Riders. We're now moving those out of the way. They did fairly decent work there. I mean, they were... The problem is when you're fighting like a much larger force, you are probably not going to be able to use your cavalry as well, because the enemy infantry are just chasing around. Saurus is still chasing dwarves, engaging the quarrelers, and Thorek is making a getaway. He's got very little health there. Only 86 health points, but we're going to use the barbs to hunt him down, because with only 86 health, it's not like he's not even shattered either. He's literally just broken. He could even rally. I mean, I say he could. He's not going to. Boop, boop, boop. Down he goes. Where you belong, in the dirt. Saurus pushing down the hill. And the dwarves are basically on their last legs. There's only 100 guys left because this unit of miners is apparently unbreakable. Thorek's dead, his army's on the run, and to be honest, because his army is in the settlement, of course, they're all dead. The enemy reinforcements may get away with a few, but now there's only one city remaining. It's a lot of the dwarves. Oh, Kroq-Gar. Kroq-Gar has got, what's his face? Grimlock, that's the one. He's on a T-Rex. Dwarves and Lara Croft, be scared. I mean, for some reason, whenever I see a Carnosaur, I just remember that scene from Tomb Raider 1, where you're going through the lost city and then the valley, and then there's the T-Rex comes around the corner. Shit myself. Every time. Even when I knew it was coming, I still shit myself. Okay, let's get Enforcer of Order, because we are enforcing order over dwarves. Filthy little hairy bastards. Do I want to keep the mountains or not? I guess is the question. Okay. They've lost... What are you even doing there? Oh, I bet you used a... I bet you traded that to yourself, didn't you? I bet you... Right. Teclis has been forced back. So, I think the poll for next time is going to be... Obviously, the dwarves are on the way out. Do we want to keep the mountains? Or do we want to give them to Khalida? So do we want to keep the mountains or do we want to give them to Khalida? That is going to be the poll for next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.